Hello students, in this quick video I'm going to take you around our lab course. If you're also in the lecture course, you'll notice that there are some things that are different about the layout of this course in Blackboard, so pay close attention. Your announcements will show up. I post 2 or 3 announcements a week. Several will show up at midnight on the first day of class. In the instructor information, you can find out a little bit more about me. If you would like to have office hours, please leave me an email and we can schedule that. If you downloaded an earlier syllabus I posted through the bookstore, please download this most current copy. There were a couple mistakes that I corrected. And then this is just the schedule table that is replicated from the syllabus in this window here. I also tend to post the relevant row in the schedule that represents the week we're in the announcements. So your first order of business is to interact with the biology lab safety quiz. If you don't pass this quiz or you forget to take it, you'll just automatically be dropped from this course. So be sure you attend to this. It's fairly simple, probably max an hour of your time. Course content is the link that contains everything. Notice these are folders, so there's information here on the face of it, but you also want to click in. So like in this folder, the labs are inside the folder. The general information about ordering the lab kit is here on the face. Wherever you see this link in yellow, that's how we're going to get into the lab cloud platform where all the procedures and the submission document are located. So let's click on there. If you've never done this before, you're going to have to sign up or sign in. And if you do this through the course and through my course URL, then you'll go straight to the class. And that's where you'll find the specific information for this course. Okay, here you'll see a PDF giving you more detailed instructions about how to get this process underway. Now, notice what I've written over here, okay? I purposely don't publish this early so you can self-organize to share a kit among 2 students. Don't ask me to be a group of 3. I will say no, and I'll be frustrated if you pressure me on it, okay? So 2 students, if you'd like to pursue this option, you must email me about it, and then every time you submit a lab, you have to do just a 1-page reflection to really show me that you were there and participated in the lab procedures. Okay? There is a lab due every week. There's one lab where 2 related labs are due together, both about DNA, and then there's a week off on Thanksgiving when you have a lab to complete, but it's not due until the week after Thanksgiving. So that you can really have that whole week off if you so choose or have travel plans. Okay, notice that there's not a whole lot of unique information. Each lab gives you the general characteristics, but to follow this link is how you're going to find information about the specific lab. So when I sign in to the HOL Cloud platform where all the labs are, this is what I see, and yours might look a little different. I'll try to get to a student view here in a second. Okay. So when you come in here, you're going to find all of your lessons. Do the Getting Started in Laboratory Safety components first to unlock the rest of the lessons. Okay, and then notice these are a little bit out of order. I don't know how to change the order. I asked the rep, but I haven't gotten an answer yet. So this is not the order the lessons appear in the syllabus. Please pay attention to the syllabus. Then when you click in here, notice that there are multiple parts. So the exploration is kind of like learning, reading the text. It's very interactive. This gives you a sense of what you need to know to complete the lab, okay? Then in the experimentation tab, you'll find all of the actual procedures for doing the lab. The materials are going to come in a kit. You need to order this kit. It costs money. Don't buy a lab kit. If there's a lab, don't buy a lab manual. If the Gunstream manual is in the UCCS library, don't buy it. Okay, this is what you need. All right. See that there are HOL supplied materials, but there are also some things that you're going to have to find from around your living environment. Okay, if you live in the dorm, this might be a little difficult, or it might require some advanced preparation, like picking something up when the dining room is open. So plan ahead. I will try to note things that are out of the ordinary in my announcements. And then the last thing is the evaluation. This final report is what you will submit to the Dropbox in Blackboard. So when you complete your work in here, you can't just log out. You have to download it and submit it in Blackboard over here, okay? Now let's go back out to course content. So the majority of our time we'll spend doing labs. Before we do these labs, we will submit a pre-lab. The pre-lab will be submitted in the discussions. So essentially the discussions happen earlier in the week, and then you'll start to do your lab work towards the end of the week and over the weekend. Most students do their lab work on Saturdays, and it's due at midnight. I highly recommend you go right ahead and read the next week's lab before Monday happens, because by Tuesday you have to make a post and you have to know something about it. You're going to get the information to answer these discussion pre-lab questions by reading that exploration in the lab cloud right here, exploration, okay? We'll start with the student introductions discussion. It's slightly different than the one in the lecture class, and it's okay if you copy the same post there. Okay, so notice that there's always just a couple of questions that you have to answer in this pre-lab discussion. The original post is due Saturday, the reply posts are due Friday. There's only 2 reply posts in lab. These lab discussions are weighted a little bit lighter than the ones in lecture, okay? Then you're going to have to respond to your peers and answer questions that they've posed, or reply by making the question stronger or adding your own layer of confusion. I will step in here and answer questions as needed. My participation in discussion, I usually participate earlier in the week, and then once students start replying to each other, I tend to back off and let you interact with each other, okay? But notice every lab is very similar, okay? One thing you'll also notice in both classes is that everything's open. So if you know that you're leaving for sporting events or some pre-planned travel, you can work ahead in this class. You cannot miss reply deadlines in discussion, however, though. If you, for example, knew you were going to be gone this week and you wanted to make your original post early, you could. But you're still going to have to make your reply posts in a timely fashion, and if you do this really early, maybe there won't be any reply posts. So you will be trapped to some extent in this time frame, the week that the discussion is happening. But just communicate with me if you know something's coming down the pipe, and I'll help you to resolve your scheduling issues. Now, we're going to go back to course content. So discussions, 22%, labs, 60%. You have 1 lab report due. Okay, again, this is a folder. You're going to submit an outline in November. I will give you feedback You will revise your submission and it will be due after Thanksgiving. This is 10% of your grade. It's a standard 5-paragraph scientific essay, similar to the format of a scholarly article, also similar to a 5-paragraph essay in the humanities. Okay, here's a rubric, here's an example lab report. Then finally, we have these lab quizzes, very, very simple quizzes that just quickly assess your knowledge of the lab concepts and procedures. Those are all the moving parts in the lab course. The lab course is fairly simple. We just need to stay on schedule. So one of the big differences between the lecture course and the lab course is these deadlines are real in the lab course. I am sorry, but I'm not going to let you self-direct here because I don't want there to be any crises at the end of the semester. You need to do everything in your power to maintain the deadlines in lab class because it is a lot of work and I don't want you to get too far behind. Okay, I look forward to meeting you in the student introduction discussion. Thank you very much.